Christopher Doyle, the time has come. The time has come.
Johnny Stedham.
You ready for this?
Yeah, man.
What are we doing?
We've been ready. We're doing this right here. Yankee Capt. It's Thursday afternoon. We're getting ready to push off the dock in the next hour, and we're doing a 3-day. Be back Sunday morning. We're off to sea once more.
This was supposed to be the second Johnny Jigg's private charter, but it actually has become the inaugural Johnny Jigg's private charter.
Yeah, first one.
We got great report. Last 2 trips before us did well. Good showing of Queen Snapper. The weather is looking perfect. It looks like I think it was like 1 foot waves at the most, with like 3 to 4 knot winds is what it was showing. So
the only downfall is it will be a scorcher. It's
gonna be hot. No doubt it's gonna be hot. But we'll stay hydrated and have a good time, man. That's what we're here to do.
Super pumped. Some of you guys that watch too, you joined our trip. If you don't know, you can call the shop. We have a private email list for invites on private charters. This is the first one that was booked off our private email list. So if you wonder how to get on one of our trips, that's the best way to do it. You're gonna get first word on the email list, notification of upcoming trips, and then the day that I launch the password out, and first come first serve after that. We're doing 3 charters next year, June, July, and September. So look out for those if you're already on the email list.
Let's go fishing.
Let's go fishing. Jig on, baby.
I have no 300-gram torpedoes, but I do know that old Willie Crane is a hoarding old man. Has a lot of jigs in his box, and I'll help myself if I can. No, he's got it in here.
He's got the wonky jig. You don't have a...
No, he's got 300-gram watermelon in here. I know.
Find them?
Boom. That's not it. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Yes, I did take a jig out of Will's bag, and really, you gotta catch fish by any means necessary. I'm just kidding. I had permission from Will. He said that I could go into his bag and take out the jig, and you know, that 300-gram torpedo is an excellent jig. You know, it has great shape to get down fast, as well as it has great action in the water. And you know, a couple drops into the trip, actually, I caught a very nice snowy grouper. But here's something cool. Look at his fins right here. If you guys can see, they're kind of blue looking.
You got a fish?
But this is a snowy grouper, beautiful fish. The 300-gram torpedo was definitely perfect for the deep drop. You know, we were fishing depths from 700 to around 900 feet. I only had one. I came ill prepared. I set these expectations in my head that were wrong of the trip. You know, really there's 3 phases to a Yankee Capt trip out to Pulley Ridge or Halfway Ledge, whatever the case may be. And the first one is the trip that you plan out in your head and exactly what's going to happen. And then there's what actually happened. And then there's the third one, what you wish you would have done when you got back. And really, you know, in my mind, I was thinking we're gonna stay up top for a while, and we're gonna knock out some muttons, we're gonna get into some red groupers, and we're gonna stay up there for the majority of the time, and then we're gonna bump out to the deep water for just a little bit. I'm gonna catch, you know, 20 snowy groupers and about 500 queens really fast, and then we'll move back in to the shallow stuff, and we're gonna be fishing there a majority of the time. And what really happened was the bite was off. Up top, the bite was off. In the shallower water, you know, we were marking fish, but they weren't biting the way that I expected them to. So we did a beeline straight for the deep stuff, and we basically stayed there a majority of the time. And what I wish I would have done was bring more 300 gram jigs. I wish that I would have brought my electric, because it got to a point that I was just absolutely exhausted. I mean, there was moments on the rail where I'm, you know, reeling in and I'm just thinking to myself, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
The baby! Right off the bottom. It's still kind of bouncing, which I don't like. Sometimes the snowies will bounce all the way up. Been a good showing of queen snappers and Almaco jacks in this area, but really hoping for snowy grouper. I backed off my drag once I knew he was off the bottom, just that way if he bounces hard enough he can pull drag instead of pulling the hook, which is ideal.
That's not what you hooked before.
No. Victory now. I'll take it.
What you got there, brother?
Meet the Daiwa Saltiga. I just caught a kingfish on it, and now I think we're on a better table fare fish.
In the kitchen.
Doing the whirly bird.
Oh yeah. I got the number on that one that...
So as I said, you know, I'll be honest, I had a tough trip. Catch-wise, yes, I did catch, you know, 10 plus species of fish, but guys were linking up into queens, you know, left and right, and a queen snapper was the last fish I caught in the 11th hour of this trip. Physically, it was just an absolute scorcher out there. You're trying to work hard and fish, but you can feel your body just cooking and sweat pouring down your face. We're in the middle of the Gulf, in the middle of summer, and there's very little wind going. You know, as you can see, we all fish with hoods pulled over our heads. If you take a look at Eddie, he looks like the Invisible Man with his face mask pulled all the way up to his sunglasses. And it was just really, really hot. I tell people, be prepared to suffer out there. You can fish as hard as you can, but you absolutely have to take breaks and go dump, you know, half a bottle of water over your head and stick your face in front of the AC vent inside to cool down a little bit before you can do another drop. And you know, that's what I was doing. I don't know, a few drops later, I got a nice tug on the bottom. And again, well, it's mid-afternoon out here, Pulley Ridge, and it's sweltering, but we got a fish on, and the possibility of quality fish is endless. So that really keeps you going on these long range trips. And I'm tight right now. Had a tough day, to be honest with you. Had a very, very tough day. I don't want to go into details. Nothing on my part. It's just the luck of the draw. You know, I've had solid gear, good jig placement. Current's virtually nil out here, and it's funny because you toss your jig out and your line scopes, so you start following the direction that your line is going, but when you actually get tight to your jig, it's actually going a complete other way. I'm throwing off the side of the back. It looks like it's going towards the port side, but it ends up really up here. So actually on this drift, I stopped the jig 3 or 4 times on the way down just to pull the scope out and make sure I was straight. I think that's kind of an important tip if this makes the video.
Absolutely.
Deep dropping, it's okay to stop, especially these queen. This isn't a queen, it's probably a grouper, but they could be suspended off the bottom, you know. So I've been trying to gauge stopping my jig, you know, 20, 30, 40 feet off the bottom to pull the scope out, but also I very well may be dancing that jig in front of a queen that's suspended off the bottom. That's been my hope, at least. Pulling the scope out. Long way
There
up.
it is. We got color. We got color. What's the verdict? What's the verdict? Oh! Wow, dude! Glass-eyed Toro, big one. That's a big glass-eyed Toro.
Glass-eyed Toro.
It's a big one.
Kind of his ugly cousin. His ugly cousin.
Dude, that's the biggest one. Watch that jig, TJ. That's the biggest glass-eyed Toro I've seen, bro.
It's a stud, man.
That is huge, bro. I have never seen one that big. And you. This, my friends, is the ugly cousin of a queen snapper. Woo! Look how big his eye is. Like, look at my finger, and you can see my hand, and like, relative to how big his eye is. Hold that fish up.
And again, I was really excited for the queen snapper I was looking for, and I ended up pulling up a really nice fish. It was a huge glass-eyed Toro. Although it was beautiful looking, and actually I cooked that fillet last night with Pete, and we had glass-eyed Toro fish sandwiches. It was delicious. But once again, you know, guys are pulling up snowies and queens all around me, and I was really working hard, you know, for the snowy grouper and the queen snapper that I really wanted. I will say though, you know, I was able to take a minute. This was our first official Johnny Jigs private charter on the Yankee Cap. The first one that we had scheduled got canceled back in June, so this was very much anticipated. And the camaraderie, you know, that was really happening immediately upon pulling into the parking lot was really at an all-time high, you know, relative to all the other trips that I've been on. A lot of the guys knew each other. We knew many, if not all, of the guys on this trip, and we were able just to get together and start talking about fishing, about life, like we were old friends. And you know, I as I said, I was struggling at times putting quality fish consecutively in the boat, but I would look around and I'm seeing Vidat, you know, pull up nice fish. I'm seeing his son Amir pull up nice fish. I'm seeing Oscar and his buddy Phil pull up nice fish. PJ and Michael DeLuca, if you're watching, we all know you were pulling up nice fish. And it was just Bob Vaughn too, and the list goes on, and I'm sorry if I didn't mention your name, but the point I'm trying to make is everyone was catching quality fish. We were working together, and we were working hard, you know, out there in the middle of the Gulf, and it was really, really exciting, you know, to see everybody, you know, happy catching quality fish.
Let me give you guys a little bit of a rundown of the gear that we're using for deep dropping out on the Yankee Cap Pulley Ridge. So we'll start out with some of the rods, and if I go too fast, don't worry, I'm gonna put a link down below. You can check out, you know, all the things that I'm listing off. Just hit the button and it'll take you right to the product that I'm mentioning. But the rods, Eddie was using a Grand Cru Power 3, which was working excellent for him. A couple other ones was the Pro Jigger Power 4. All of us were using that from time to time, as well as the Saltiga, Daiwa Saltiga XH and XXH. So it's extra heavy and extra heavy. Is an outstanding deep drop rod. Now rolling into reels. The Daiwa Saltiga LD35H SPJ is an amazing reel. If you pack it with 20 or 15, it's gonna be everything you need to get down deep if you want a manual crank. And then as well as the OSHA Jigger 2000 will also hold enough line for deep drop jigging and will do everything that you need it to do. Going into electric reels, you'll see Eddie using the Daiwa Seaborg 300J. That means it's designed for jigging. It's a very compact electric reel. And then the next one is what you'll see Will using is the Banex, Kagan Banex 300. Also the 500 is a great option. It will work well. It's a little bit bigger, a little more line capacity, has more of a dual purpose. So you could use it for bait as well as jigging. It's a great reel. And then the battery packs that you'll see that they're using is a lithium ion battery that I'll put a link up for you as well. Moving on, we were using fluorocarbon. We were using AFCO Seiko Pro, which is we were using 40 and 50 pound tests. It is an excellent fluorocarbon, and I was personally using the Daiwa J Fluoro 40 pound and 50 pound. Once again, just a great fluorocarbon. And then last but not least are assist hooks. Most of us tied our own. We were either using the Gamakatsu 620 hooks and a 7.0, or we were using the Johnny Jigs assist hook in a 4.0 and tying those ourselves with some high Tina cord. That's it for the tackle roundup. Let's see what Chef Chad has prepared for us for dinner.
Oh, Chef Chad.
That's me.
What's for dinner, buddy?
For dinner today? Some of my famous crab cakes.
That's these guys over here?
Yeah, these guys right over here. Yeah, look at that. Used to be an appetizer, now it's a dinner. Real crab and a real cake made by a real guy. We do the mashed potato, then we do the twist, and then we do the twist.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
It's like Asiago, Parmesan, a little bit of truffle, a little bit of ricotta, a little bit of butter.
You're like,
white wine.
you're really putting together something. You're not just.
Yeah, no.
Really?
Not at all.
And then you play it. What's squash?
We're gonna squash it, okay? We're gonna squash it.
All right, let's
Try
watch.
fresh and let's squash it, okay?
So squash, and then we're throwing squash on the top, and then boom.
Boom, Krabby cake on top.
Oh,
Krabby cake on top.
that's.
You can use lump, you can use leg, it doesn't matter. Or like lemon, lime, sriracha, aioli. There we go, a little ziggy zag for the zigzag through. This is a Japanese poison.
Ooh. Japanese what?
Poison sauce.
Poison sauce.
Poison sauce. Japanese, Asian, whatever, I don't know.
Something like
Dinner's ready.
after
Dinner is ready.
a long trip fishing, and you get a real cooked meal. There's nothing better, man.
Yes.
Thank you, Chef Chad.
Thank you very much, John Jigs. Thanks to everybody that's been supporting me lately. I really appreciate everybody. Thanks.
And get your
Meal plan. Get your meal plan.
Nobody's contending with him on the grouper. Does anybody want to contend?
No.
Mike, we're gonna need you to put that back in your icebox. Thank you for thanks for playing.
Remove the weights now.
All
Alright. Anyone else with a grouper? This is a cool company you guys are probably going to see more of. It's Centaur. This is their battle arm. And Phil wins the rod.
Thank you. Yeah.
Biggest grouper. The Jigstar Thai Kubera goes to Michael Kaluka, the Princess of Queens.
Yeah, those groupers are all air.
Yeah, let's see.
The showdown. Phil versus Mike. How are you feeling about your...
I'm feeling very confident.
Very confident. Mike. Good talk, Mike.
I made it.
Excellent. Less confident.
Well said.
Let's put him on the scale, guys.
Hey, when you're done with that 8-pound beef drop, Mike, just throw them up.
Watch that hook. Watch that hook on the other side. Careful.
Come on, Kaluka.
You've been training all your life.
Oh,
Hell out of here.
I hate to say it, but Mike, Phil's is officially bigger than yours.
Love to see it.
Beautiful.
Still one side.
What are you gonna do with the money?
Give it to the mates.
Good man.
Oh, yeah.
Good man. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You could also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget to check out our TikTok. And most importantly, jig on.